This is Pre-Algebra, and today we're going to work on adding and subtracting integers. And this is going to be our first video on this topic. Please take a moment in your notes, write today's date, and make sure that you write down the title that should go at the top of your Cornell notes. Okay, remember as always, if I'm going too fast or if you missed something or you need more time, please pause the video, replay it if you need to, and when you're ready, move forward. Before we can talk about how to add and subtract integers, we should talk about what integers are. Integers are positive and negative whole values. So for example, that might be negative numbers like -1 or -3 that include 0. And it would also be positive numbers like 2 or 7 or any other positive or negative number. What would it not be? It would not be a fraction. See the big X? Make it darker in case you can't see it. Nope. No fractions. And it would not be a decimal. So that's good news. If you don't like working with fractions and decimals, you're not going to have to do that today. All we're going to be doing is adding and subtracting whole values. This is really fairly simple. What I want you to do as we go through this lesson is to look for the pattern. What is it that we can try to make sense of so that we can use that later and apply it to other problems? So I have two sets of problems. We're going to start with this one first. They're all 3 plus 2. And sometimes I'm adding, and sometimes I'm subtracting. And sometimes they're positive numbers that I'm adding or subtracting, and sometimes they're negative numbers. Take a moment, please, and write down these 4 problems. All right, the first thing I would recommend you learn how to do is to draw a number line. If you're on an exam or you find that you're getting confused at some point in class, drawing a number line can be a really efficient way to work out what it is you want to do. I'll make my number line right here. Always put 0 in the middle, that helps you. Positive values go to the right, 1, 2, 3, 4, etc. Negative values will go to the left, -1, -2, -3. I always like to go a little bit further than I think I might need. In fact, I can squish a little bit more on here. You can go up to 5 and -5. There we go. Make sure that you have arrows on the end. Number lines should go on forever. You want to have those, it's most correct that way. All right, let's look at our most basic problem. I know you know how to do this already, but let's talk about it. 3 plus 2. You've done that since you were younger. We start by having 3, 1, 2, 3. And then we're adding to it 2 more. Adding means that we're going to move this direction, a positive direction. I'm going to put a little positive here because this is the positive direction. I'm at 3. I'm adding 2 more. So I move 2 more in a positive direction. And I end up with 5. Fair enough, right? Okay. What if I was adding again, but I was adding a negative number this time? Same problem. I'm still starting at 3. 1, 2, 3. I'm in the same place. But this time I'm going to add a negative number. Watch how that works. If I start at 3 and I add a negative number, what I'm actually going to do is go backwards. This is like somebody giving you something negative. When we add a negative, we move in a negative direction. This is our negative direction. So starting at 3, adding -2 means to take away 2. You're going to end up at 1. Let's move on to the next one and we'll see if we can generalize a pattern. 3 minus 2. Okay, fair enough, you've done these problems before. Start at 3, 1, 2, 3. Subtract 2. So move in subtraction, move in a negative direction 2. Start at 3, 1, 2. Gives you 1. And last but not least, 3. Take away -2. Starting at 3, I'm going to take away, so I think I want to go this way, but I'm taking away something negative. When you take away something negative, it actually moves you in a positive direction. 3, taking away -2 will actually push me more positive. 1, 2. I'm going to end up moving up to 5. Let's talk about what patterns we see here. I noticed that 2 of these got the same answer, and 2 of these got the same answer. Let's look at why that might be. just adding a regular number, I move in a positive direction, correct? I moved in a positive direction that way, and it moved me to 5. When I was subtracting a negative, I also moved in a positive direction, didn't I? I started at 3, and subtracting negative meant I was going to go positive by 2 more. My other 2 problems, I ended up with the same number. Turns out, adding a negative or subtracting what is actually a positive number means the same thing. These are 2 ways of actually writing the same operation. They meant that we needed to subtract. What I did here is I subtracted. What I did here is I subtracted. This is the general rule that I want you to see. If you're adding a positive number, you're going to go positive. If you're subtracting a negative number, you're going to move in a positive direction. If you're adding a negative, or if you're subtracting a regular old positive number, you're moving in a negative direction. Let's see what that looks like if I start with a negative number. Is it any different? We're trying to generalize some patterns here. I'll draw a new number line to help me out. Still starting at 0. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Negative 1, negative 2, negative 3, negative 4, negative 5. Now, drawing a number line is a strategy you wouldn't want to use if the numbers were like 3,400, but for 3s and 2s, it'll work just fine. Here we go, let's look at our first problem. Negative 3 plus 2. Again, we start at negative 3. Here, we always started at 3, remember? Then sometimes we moved positive, sometimes we moved negative. Here, we'll do the same. The first number in your problem is the number you start at. Now I'm starting at negative 3, right here. In this case, I'm adding 2. Well, over here, when I was adding something, I moved in a positive direction. There's no reason to do anything